What is good, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be covering Blue Lock chapter 336 leaks. I'm going to keep this short, make this quick. So the opening page starts off with where we left off last chapter, with the ball being passed to Hiyori and Hiyori having the ball. So it opens up with saying Karasu and Hiyori run through the battlefield. A new light shines upon a dysfunctional Japan. Commentator. Oh, and here suddenly a sudden feed to the left. The ball is with Hiyori. As we see Hiyori trap the ball, as we see him using his metavision. Second page, as we see Hiyori starts talking. I was thinking the exact same thing, Karasu. Now that all of Isagi's chant patterns have been shut down, you're too slow. Someone has no choice but to create a different pattern. The only ones who can do it now are Karasu and Hiyori. Reno. He's free. Someone mark him. The friend's goalkeeper. As we see that the friend's Cucurella starting to run up to Yoichi, is starting to run up to Hiyori. In the next page, we see Hiyori fake shot, well, not fake shot, but skill maneuver around the player, and as he moves around in, he cuts in. Then when he cuts in, he says aim for a shot. No, as we see two friends players in front of him. As we see two friends players in front of him, we see in the next page he starts talking and saying, as I thought, there is no path. Another literal patch. Titch. Oh crap. As Hiyori passes the ball back to Karasu, Hiyori then says, but with this defensive line, it's been thrown into chaos. Now Karasu, shoot. As Karasu traps the ball, as we see in the next page, Karasu starts reacting, and you can see a bit irritated as Karasu says, that's not it, you idiot. You are the one who was supposed to shoot, you sadik. Your talent as a striker is what I, who was on the same team as you, in the youth team as him, that knows better than anyone. The conflict regarding Blue Lock here is changed. I've seen it all. As Karasu passes in the next page, as we see Karasu flick the ball back to Hiyori. Hiyori, another pass to me. Karasu, precisely. It's because I can bet on it. Hiyori has an extraordinary shooting ability. As he passes the ball to Hiyori, we see in the next page, as he reacts, and Hiyori has the ball with Rin on the left and Isagi on the right, both of them basically saying, Hiyori, pass it, as Karasu says, shoot it, you idiot. As we see Karasu go back, and when you see him go back, Hiyori starts thinking, precisely because he shifted all the awareness being to number 2, and the idea has emerged. In the next page, we see Karasu's aura start like coming back, and he has the ball. He doesn't have the ball, but he's holding back 2 friends players. Yeah, man, and we need to put Gavin on we need to put him on fraud watch, because I don't think he has any feats. I haven't seen this guy do anything from the NEL till now. As Karasu starts saying, there's a path to victory. It's called self-sacrifice. Shoot, euphoria. As Hiyori says, I believe in the extraordinary, and we see a flare of aura in Isagi's eye. And why do I keep on saying Isagi, guys? In Hiyori's eyes. As we see in the next page, Hiyori goes for his early cross pass, which leads to it passing over Karasu, and at the last minute Karasu dodges it and Rino reacts, what? Lowering his head by just a hair's breadth. He created a shooting lane just one ball wide. As we see that in the next page, it says Hiyori scores as Charles reacts. We didn't hear about this. A goal without Yoichi Isagi. The commentator, Japan 1-1, go. As the commentator says, go, go, go. With a trick shot from Yo Hiyori, Karasu Obito, Blue Lock has tied the score. As we see Karasu climb up on, we see him basically get on top of the back of Karasu and do the same thing that Nagi and Ryo did in the NEL. And we see the next page, Chigiri, hell yeah, Bachira, sick, Hiyori, Karasu, Isagi, and we see Isagi start talking to himself. We did it. We caught up. Now we're back to square one. But the way Karasu just played, it looked like the playstyle that completely threw away his own chance to score. Is that really okay? As a way of fighting in Blue Lock, basically like asking himself is like, is that okay? Because basically what he did is literally did the same thing that Hugo did for Charles, and he's asking himself, is that ideology okay? Because if you know in Blue Lock, that is not the ideology. So now he's asking himself, was that okay to play like that? In the next page, Isagi's asking himself, is that not a mistake? Hugo reacts to that goal. A goal without Yoichi Isagi. Individuals possessing the brains and the talent of number 2. Not Black Blue Lock. This is the destructive power of matching aptitude that I was talking about. As Isagi reacts, Titch. Then Hugo replies with saying, then let's see if we were to add one more number 2 role on this front lines formation. And you see Hugo continuing his monologue in the next page. Blue Lock would be able to reach a level where they can truly compete with friends. You're holding the keys to destiny, Yoichi-kan. Then we see somebody grab Isagi on the head, and like shout out to Rain, because he stood his ground, man. He didn't have to lie. He stood his ground. Everybody was shitting on Isagi, but Rin knows that this guy, he's really a top dog. He's really like that. As he grabs Isagi and pulls his hand, he says, don't listen to him, Isagi. You are destined to devour the number one spot along with me. And we see in the next page, as Rin saying, being number 2 is lukewarm. Isagi starts questioning himself. Which one is correct? As Henri reacts, Ego-san, we did it. It's an invention of an unknown attack pattern completed by Karasu-san and Hiyori-san. With this, we're still in the fight. Ego. No. And as Ego reacts in the next page, we see him say this. This is outside of my calculations. This chemical reaction is not the phenomenon I desired. Henri, what? As Isagi, what should I believe in? Start questioning himself. In the final page, we see Isagi start questioning himself even more. Right now, what is happening in Blue Lock? Even as Hiyori has equalized a goal, explodes, Isagi feels a sense of wrongness about the nature of the attack. And that's the final page, with the chapter for next week being for the blue. And guys, like, I think we're reaching peak now. This is peak. And I just want to say, like, thank you for everything. I will drop a proper video like explaining the videos. I hope you read. Also check out Blue Lock so you can check out the officials. And yeah, man, like, yeah, I hope you like and subscribe, and see you on the next one.